I remember going for an interview, and somebody was like, the kind of clients that we have in this organization, there are people that are wealthy, there are people that they are known. And then if you are having somebody at the front desk, we need somebody that, yes, you'll be able to walk around. But imagine if you stand and you limp. How will those clients might even decide to change their mind and not want to do business with us again. So I remember those terrible things. Family members that don't even believe in you. You just believe that if they're talking about the children that will make it, if you know, not this one. I remember then when I was in secondary school, and a boy said that, if he takes me home, if I take him home, not him taking me home, this and that, if I take him home, my mom will be so happy and put down bed, lay bed and dress up the bed for him because I'm able to get someone to bring home. And as I grew up, I noticed, there's this stereotype and people just believe, especially men, they believe that since you have this challenge, you should be happy I am asking you out. You should be happy I'm even telling you that I love you. So they don't care if you feel the same way. They just believe that, you are fortunate to have them come ask you out. They believe that, because I have this challenge, once they come, I should just be able to say yes immediately. Like sometimes when I don't want to talk to people on the street, they'll be like, you one-legged lady, I'm even asking you, I'm calling you, you are even doing shakara, like you where we even they try toast, they do shakara, like people will even get 2 legs, they rush us.
Angela Onoja is a 27-year-old classroom teacher who has over the years had to live with the reality of being body shamed due to her leg condition. According to Angela, she began to notice that her legs were swelling and bringing out pulse at the age of 7, and after several treatments, she began to limp with her right leg. In this interview with Legit.ng, Angela disclosed that although she loves to teach, but this is not her dream job. Let's hear what Angela has to say.
Okay, my name is Angela Onoja. I am a teacher, a primary school teacher, and a virtual assistant. I help people manage their social media accounts and any other thing that they need to do online.
How has it been, over the years, looking at your condition? How has it been over the years? What has been challenges? What has it been like?
It has been, I can't point to one challenges because it has basically affected everything, like every area. So it's not just one area, it's not just one field. It's like all the areas of my life. So the challenges are in every area one can think of in life. In this area, the leg has been a major challenge in every area of my life so far.
So, but which particular area has affected you the most?
In getting jobs. Sometimes when people even know that you are able to do it, you are capable, but because of the challenges, instead of judging you by what you have, that do you have the necessary skills to do this job, they don't even mind. What they know is that they just feel, you cannot do it. So sometimes even when I want to aim higher for something else, I will not be able to because of these little challenges, because of this conditioning that people believe that you can't do it. In schools, growing up, the body shaming, the terrible words that a lot of people have said, the statements. And there's one thing about this. Sometimes you feel that you are strong enough, that it can't get to you. But some other times, when I'm alone and then I think about those terrible words, those body shaming, those statements that will make one break, that everything just comes running in. the words come back all at once. So that is just the challenges they are much. It has limited me in every area one can think of. It has limited me in such a way that the things I will want to pursue, the things I want to change, is always there to tell you, oh, I'm here. It's always there to just bring that limit, to bring that boundary between what I want to achieve and the things that I am supposed to get. Just there to limit me in general.
So what are some of these limitations that your leg condition has caused you? What are those things that you would have wished to do in the past, and right now you cannot do them? You couldn't do them because of this condition.
When I'm an NCA graduate, so when I graduated then, and then I wanted to go further in life, do some other things, take some other opportunities. Most places that I go for interview, and then you walk into the interview room and there's this kind of look that you just see, without even trying to listen, they just have that condition. They just make up their mind on the spot that you can't do this. So sometimes when I wish to get higher roles, and that is why I am doing this virtual assistant. As a virtual assistant, it's helping me. But teaching is not really favorable in terms of pay. It's favorable in every other area because it's something I'm passionate about. But in terms of the money end, it's not something that I want to do for a very long time. I would like to establish myself as a virtual assistant, do my job, get paid for people, be comfortable on my own because sometimes the leg is I'm trying to overstress it. And so that when I stand for a very long time, it affects me. I feel the pain. Some other time I have to take different drugs just to be okay for that moment. But if I had opportunity, if I'm given an opportunity, if I were given opportunities in those places that I've been to, and then they could have just leave the disability part. Then if I didn't do my job, you can say, go, but just forget about that. Your leg. Some people just be, I don't think you'll be able to stay here. The kind of clients we have, they'll come in and they just make you feel as if because of this you are nothing, or you cannot be able to achieve some things. So then my plan initially was, if I establish myself, then as a VA, I'll be able to stay on my own and render services to people. Yes.
So can you share with us, an experience that you can never forget? Maybe somebody mocked you. It might be on the street or amongst family members. Can you share, one or two experiences?
As a child, when the whole thing started, as a child, then when the sickness and which got me to this condition, when it started.
So tell us how it started. Were you born this way, or it's something that happened while you were growing up?
No, I wasn't born this way. I was 7 years old. So it was just in the afternoon, I was taking a nap. Then when I woke up, the leg, the particular one, the affected one, that is this right leg, was so hot. The temperature was high, and then it began to swell. So then when I was taken to where those people that treat bone and everything, because my mom asked me, did I fall? I said no. Even my grandma, she asked if I fell. I said no. But they still, later when they kept asking, I just said yes, that I fell. So they started using the hot water. But later they noticed that no, this is not just a fall, because it's still very hot and it's swelling. And then the thing got open, the whole leg, there's a place in my knee part exactly. The thing opened and then pus started coming out of by itself immediately. So where I was, when they took me to the hospital initially, then they started the treatment and all. Later they said it was injection. From injection, later I was taken to those people that treat the bones and rearrange bones. So there it was not getting better. Then I was taken back to the hospital. Then, according to my mom, she said then that the only option they had was to amputate the leg. But she told them that no, that instead of cutting it off, if it's for me to just use it like that, that is fine, that she's not going to agree. She didn't agree for them to cut it off. So the hospital, according to her, they said, okay, since you don't want us to cut it off, there's nothing else we can do. So they had to take me back home. For those periods, I was just bedridden, the pulse, the pain, everything was just coming out from the leg, and I did not know that I would survive it initially. I didn't know that. Even my mom was like, it got to a point, everybody just believed that, oh, maybe I was going to die. So it wasn't looking hopeful. But with time and constant treatment, because the only option was to cut the leg. So when they refused to amputate it, I was just left like, okay, anything that comes at that moment. And finances, sometimes if it was people that are more financially stable, they'll be able to, okay, even if it's the amputation, then they will find other way after amputating it. But I just believe that, okay, they didn't just look at that present time. They were also considering things that they had to go through, money they had to spend then. But with time, it started healing up, and then the leg started, the injuries, it started closing. Yes, it started because it was open, like an open wound where the fluid, the pus, everything kept coming out. So when it started healing, I gradually learned how to walk. Like I started learning, because during those periods, I couldn't even stand on my own. I had to be supported to start. So when it healed a bit, after it healed a bit, I was able to learn how to work with it. So with time, till this stage, at least it helps me. I'm able to work with it, but not for too, like going to far distances, standing up for too long. Those things affect me. Whenever I go to a very far distance, I will be very tired, and the pain, like I might not feel it immediately, yes, but once I get home, the pain is always much. And that is why sometimes when I search for a job, I also consider the things, will I be able to jump, chase after bus and all that. So sometimes I just have to settle for what is available. Yeah, so that was how I started.
So what was it like when you started learning how to walk? At that young age, what was it when you started learning how to walk? And I'm sure that you'll be limping. And how long did it take you to be bedridden, staying at home, not going to school? How long did that whole process take?
The whole thing lasted for over 1 year. It lasted for close to 2 years. It was close to 2 years. And when I started learning how to walk again, something you could do before, and suddenly you can no longer do those things. So within that period I could not walk. I was just lying on the bed, nothing, couldn't go anywhere. When I started, it was terrible, because the pain is there. It's not just learning how to walk now, but the pain itself was more in such a way that standing, I had to be held before I'll be able to stand. I had to use these crutches, try different methods, take some steps, sit down, take some before I started walking. Limping, because I believe I don't still walk, it's not still healed. But but the limp is better now that I've grown. But then it was still worse. I had to learn step by, like a baby that is just learning how to walk. So that was the situation. Then I will walk for a while and fall. Then when I was still learning again, so I have to be guided that, where are you going to? You want to, even if I'm going out for practice on how to support myself, somebody has to be with me, because I can just be going and fall again. So that was it then.
All right, so let me now then go back to the other question. Can you share with us, experiences that you've had, either friends mocked you or family members or anybody, on the street, anybody who has mocked you because of the way you walk?
The mockery cannot be counted. It can't. In fact, there are numerous from when I was in school. You want to participate in some things. People would not like to be seen with you. People would not like to be your friend. They can't say it, but within you, you know that, they would not like to be close to you. Some people make terrible remarks. I remember then when I was in secondary school, and a boy said that, if he takes me home, if I take him home, not him taking me home, this and that, if I take him home, my mom will be so happy and put down bed, lay bed and dress up the bed for him because I'm able to get someone to bring home. And as I grew up, I noticed, there's this stereotype and people just believe, especially men, they believe that since you have this challenge, you should be happy I am asking you out. You should be happy I'm even telling you that I love you. So they don't care if you feel the same way. They just believe that, you are fortunate to have them come ask you out. They believe that, because I have this challenge, once they come, I should just be able to say yes immediately. Like sometimes when I don't want to talk to people on the street, they'll be like, you one-legged lady, I'm even asking you, I'm calling you, you are even doing shakara, like you where we even they try toast, they do shakara, like people will even get 2 legs, they rush us, those kind of statement. Like, since you are in this condition, you should just accept anything they say, any man that comes, any opportunity you are giving, you should just take it like that without arguing, without having a contrary opinion. There are just so many. I remember going for an interview and somebody was like, the kind of clients that we have in this organization, there are people that are wealthy, there are people that they are known. And then if you are having somebody at the front desk, we need somebody that, yes, you'll be able to walk around. But imagine if you stand and you limp. How will those clients might even decide to change their mind and not want to do business with us again. So I remember those terrible things. Family members that don't even believe in you. You just believe that if they're talking about the children that will make it, if you know, not this one. This one can't go far. Even if they're talking about people, they just push you outside. That, you'll be limited. You are limited for life. With this challenge, there's nothing you can achieve. You cannot go far in life. It just writes you off. Like, there's no level this one wants to get to. So those kind of things. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
So are there times that, if this leg was not in the way, what are those things that you would have achieved by now if this leg was not in the way?
If this leg was not, if it wasn't here, my life would have turned out better. Because when it comes to jobs, I would have gotten better paying jobs. I would have been able to get jobs that will allow me live the kind of life that I want, because I'm not a lazy person. That is why sometimes, because of the leg, you even want to do more than what others are doing, just to be known that, we are not lazy, I'm able. So even sometimes I try to push myself, go extra mile, just to show that, I am not, because at least I am not lazy and I do my job very well. So if the leg wasn't there, I would have gotten better opportunities in my life, opportunities to engage in some opportunities to get different jobs that would take me to a better level and allow me to establish myself and be okay. Work from home like I've always wanted to, and be okay on my own. So and so many things in life. There's some relationship that you can't keep with this leg because it's not everybody that is mature to handle one's challenges. So there's some relationship that one can't even go to. Like even if somebody asks you out, you say, no, I don't feel you have that emotional maturity to handle my condition, because you might go out tomorrow and your friend will tell you, look at the person you are going out with, and then you can decide to change your mind. You go to the house, the parents will say, no, you can't be with this kind of person, and you decide to change your mind. So there's one.
Have you had some of those experiences?
Of course, I've had some of those experiences in relationship when somebody will just suddenly change his mind, and why he's changing, although most of them don't say, but it's very obvious because okay, you came to me, you asked me out, but now because of what friends and family they have objected, I know somebody I know, then they just come up with something else to say, but they will not want to tell you, okay, this is why. So many things like that, so many opportunities like that.
And how did that make you feel, losing relationships because, of this condition? How did that make you feel?
It's very painful because as much as I try not to focus on those things or those experiences, it still affects me. Or when you find somebody that you love and then it's just the leg, and I don't really blame people because me, I cannot just be with any kind of person. Even if the kind of person I want doesn't come, I can never accept to be with someone that will date you out of pity, or someone that just, okay, let me just pity you, or somebody that at the long run will say, Shebi, I just said, let me have pity on you and date you. Somebody that will use words to like damage me the more as I'm trying to heal. So I don't want something that will affect me and take me to that stage that I will start feeling bad or feeling worthless all over again. So
you mentioned that you're a teacher.
yes.
How were you accepted, into this to get this job? Because you mentioned earlier that some people don't give you employment because of your leg. So you then getting employment into the school where you're teaching at the moment. How did you feel, one, and how were you employed? They knowing that, they knowing your leg condition, and are you still facing some of these challenges in the school or any form of stigmatization from students or teachers or anybody?
No. Here where I work, I'm not being stigmatized or discriminated, or because in the teaching field I do very well. But initially, because of the leg, I didn't want to go into the teaching field. Other sectors that I wanted to go into, I couldn't get them, at least for a better pay. But where I am, they don't discriminate, they don't stigmatize me based on it. So it was just a normal interview, normal test and all. There is no stigmatization.
Okay. If you're not a teacher, what would you have become?
I would have been a self-established virtual assistant. Virtual assistant in the sense that I'll be working and rendering services to people on my own. People who come to me, they need my services, brands, organizations, busy CEOs that need me to manage their accounts. As they are busy, they can't do it. I would have been providing services from the comfort of my home. Yes, so that is what I would have been doing. That is what I love to do more, because it will save me the stress of running around, save me the stress of traffic, save me the stress of standing up for too long, save me the stress of walking at a long distance. Because as a virtual assistant, I can choose to go out whenever I want. I can choose to do the job at my own time, in my own comfort zone. I don't need to go anywhere. I just need to be at home, and it will help me better. It will help me better because I will not be stressing the leg in that sense.
Knowing that there are so many people out there who are being body shamed, But you are here, you're doing at least what you love. Being a teacher is something that you said you have passion about, being a teacher. What is your advice to people who are facing this same condition and do not even have the mind or the courage, to stand up to their fears?
I would say I always believe that the talks will never stop. The body shaming will never stop. The whispering will never stop. And people looking too much at you, it will never stop. And people seeing you as worthless and not enough, it will never stop. So as somebody that is in the same condition, I understand the pain, the fears, the limitation that it causes you. But at the same time, if you keep relaxing and not going forward in life, you are limiting yourself the more. So you just need to know that as far as it's not going to stop, those terrible words are not going to stop. People will never change. As much as it is preached that, oh, speak kind words, stop body shaming, people will never stop. They can never stop it. So once you just need to know that since it won't stop, then they should not stop you from living your life, even with your challenges. Whatever you can do, just do it and try to push yourself out more. And then by God's grace, with time, you will get used to it. And even with the limitation, you will take the one you can handle, and the one you don't have control over, keep your hands off it. There's nothing you can do. So the ones that hurt you, the ones that make you feel worthless, the ones that make you limited, just leave it and focus on the ones you can do. Just do what you can do and leave those ones that you can't change. You cannot tell people to stop staring too hard. You can never tell people to stop bullying you. You can never tell people to stop speaking or making silly remarks when you are walking on the road. So once you know that you can't stop that, just move ahead with your life and do what you need to do for the time being.